Uphina kuphi emakhaya amadolobheni aseComplasta khona sayimodeli lakho Yilungelo Lakho. Sawubona ke mbukeli. Do you know where your next paycheck is going to come from? This is the billion-dollar question that is on the mind of many consumers who are self-employed. Nguye kwenzaba lesitayidingitsa ke namhla ke mbukeli. Mina ke ngiSimphiwe Ngcongwane kanti ke leli Yilungelo Lakho. Working part-time can be an attractive way of earning money these days. South Africa is full of successful people who work at their own pace and their own time. But this has its own downside. The inability to buy items only full-time employees are able to is a blow to planning your future and not knowing how long it will take for you to get your next paycheck. These are some of the blows. Asisive nakumbiko.
Phantse onke amazwe ehlabathi yakhe uqoqosho lawo ngokuqesha abantu kwesigxina full-time ngolasemzini. Uqala imini yakho yokuyivala usebenzela umqeshi wakho ixesha elide. Ukuphela kwenyanga akuxoxo umuntu ufumana umvuzo wakhe. Kodwa oluhlobo lokuphangela kancinci liza esiphelweni. Kabe nombono uqeshwa ngumuntu ozokutshata esithi menzele izicwangciso, i-wedding planning. Usajongeleyo athi beka iliso ufake nesandla kumalungiselelo ento iza kuswa phansi kwempumlo. Ngomhla omkhulu ukucela ukuba uthathe ifoto. Ixhaphakile into yokubona abantu abanesakhono sokusasaza beqala ngokusebenza ndaweni ithile ekuseni. Kwangorhatya lolo mini ubabone besebenza belawula inkqubo yomsitho kwenye indawo. Okanye ufumanise ukuba ugqibele intathile ethile isebenzela iziko elithile. Ungazuba kutheni suke ubone igama lalo livela kwinqaku lelinye iphephandaba. Baninzi abantu basebenza ngolu hlobo besebenza phantsi kwezivumelwano zexeshana. Ludelo thwe negama kuthiwa yi-gig okanye yi-freelance.
Uyasebenzela, you can have like 2 gigs in one day, you know, one for 3 hours, one for the next 6 hours. So that's what a gig economy is. You get work based on demand.
Umanini Mkhabela naye waqala ngokusebenza kwimizimveliso yefilm. Uthi wayibizwa namhlanje aphinda ayokubizwa sewalibala.
In 2015, I had like a 10-month contract. I was working on a show for another channel in the art department, right? Because I specialize in art department as a prop master. So at that time, it was great. You know, I even managed to buy myself a car because I had a pay slip and everything. Because, you know, when you don't have a pay slip, on a stable job, it's hard to get a car. So I bought my car and everything. And then when that contract ended, I took a while to get like jobs. So I ended up not being able to keep up my monthly installments. So I'd pay maybe half this month, and then the next month, the other half layer last month, it carries over to this month in such a way that I almost lost my car. My car almost got repossessed. The nice thing about by freelancer, it's quite a lot. You know, it's bulky. You get it at the same time, but the downside, it's not full time. So you can work 3 months and get like a lot of money, and then you for the next 2 months. So that's the downside of it. It's not consistent.
Nangona abantu bekhetha ukufumana imisetyenzana exeshana kukho ubunzima obuthi buvele xa sele uphakathi. Ubunzima ububeka ubomi esichengeni nakwezoqoqosho. Xa ebuzwa ukuba angabuyela na ayokusebenza imisebenzi exeshana, umanene uthi nokuba umvuzo ungaphindwa kabini.
No, I don't think I would, unless if igig corner is long term, but I don't want to find myself in that space anymore. Reason being, I've grown, you know, my responsibilities have changed.
Umanene obanethamsanqa uba ukwazi ukufumana umsebenzi wasisigxina. Abanye abakabinalo ilo thamsanqa. Abantu abaninzi abazisebenzelayo besenza imali ngezakhono zabo baphela bediwana nengxaki ingakumbi kwezemali. Namhlanje umuntu uyayokozela imali ayenze kuloo nto ebeqoshelwe yona. Ngokudala akusekho nepeni epokothweni. Le meko ayikhetha ngacandelo lithile. Phantse wonke umuntu owenza imisebenzi yexeshana usemngciphekweni. Ingaba isizathu yintoni? Iyeza lesisifo lifumaneka phi? Kuvuyisile mdoda, Yilungelo Lakho.
And to talk more about how you can plan your finances if you do not have predictable income, we are joined by financial educator and author Gerald Mwandiambira, Sinaige na John Manyige, lobuya ga Old Mutual. We also extend a warm welcome to Dr. Simphiwe Matikizela from the First National Bank. Gentlemen, a very good afternoon. Thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you so much.
Hi, ngiyabona umzini wezinsizwa ke namhla madoda. But anyway, we'll be fine. Yeah. Okay, I'm going to start with you, Dr. Matikizela. Let's really about some of the of the comments in that insert about the pros and the cons of the gig economy or of being a freelancer. Yini tinkinga takhona?
Siyabulela kakhulu siyabamkela naba phulaphula abalaleli bethu abasijoyinileyo. Njengoba sivile kwi clip la echaziwe lapha kuthiwa imali ye gig economy uyithola beninzi and uyithola quickly iza ngokukhawuleza. Now akusingakuthi sike sikukhuthaza pha ukuthi mawufuna uthenga noba imoto or noba indlu nxa ngaba indlela ikhona singacebisa ukuthi why ungathengi cash yabona mangabe ukwazi because le mali yafika ifika ininzi ungathengi ngesikweleti because njengoba sithi ukuthi uyasebenza inyanga ezintathu and then ezimbini inyanga awusebenzi. Now mangaba ungakwazi ubhatala cash ungafaka naba i-deposit ke okungenani ufaka i-deposit enkulu kwindlu mawuthenga indlu and indlu yona i-investment vele ukuthi i-value yakhona iyakhuphuka. So mawumane uthola imali noba it's every 3 months mhlambi okanye 6 months mawuthola la mali ufake le mali apha endlini ufake ibe nkulu so that ube ngaphambili kwi-ama repayments wakho ukuthi ungasale emuva. So zikhona indlela zokuthi singancedisana abantu ukuthi ba-own i-property i-wealth yabona mara indlela ukuthi bazakwenza ngayo bangabhatali monthly because njengoba etshilo ukuthi every month imali ayibikho every month mara mayikhona ininzi ifake yonke lapha and ungakhona ukuthi ubhatale upfront. Mawuyidinga le mali ungaphinde futhi uthathe some of the money onayo lapha endlini to take care of ezinye izinto ezingavela noba kusabantwana esikolweni into ezinjengezo. So sikhona isisombululo kwindlela esebenza ngayo mara kufuneka imeko yakho uyazi and ukhulume nathi labantu basebank sithethe nawe sibone ukuthi kwesisimo sakho ungasebenza ngohlobo ungathenga cash or ufake i-deposit eninzi mawuthola le mali noba uyitholi every month ufake every time uyithola ufake then ungathola ukuthi indlu yakho yayiqeda ngokukhawuleza ukuthi ungabhatali nge-20 years indlu ungayibhatala nge-5 years indlu i-advantage uyasave kakhulu kwi-interest uyasave neminyaka ungabhatali nge-20 years uyibhatala nge-5 years nge-7 years. So zindlela ezinjalo ezo unga-create wealth kanjalo because manje una something behind your name une property investment behind your name something you can show which is a title deed ukuthi ngiya-owner this thing. Yes.
Mr. Manyego uyakuvumela ke lokusebenza ngalolu hlobo lolu?
No, iqiniso lelo because mawuzisebenza i-planning yakho kumele ibe strict kakhulu. Njengoba shilo ukuthi yes ingene iningi. Kodwa awukhona ukuyiplanela kahle ngoba awuna guarantee ukuthi izoza enye igigi over the next 6 months and so on. Mara enye into emele abantu bayenze ukuthi kumele udiversify. Ungarely on one type of business. If for example you're an artist uyacula. You must try and see with okay apart mangaculi ngiyenzana. That's why you find ukuthi amanye ama-artists would have mhlambe ama-endorsement bayenza ama-advert eceleni or ama-influencers ama-social media influencers in a gig economy abantu bayenza imali by just being followed. So the more people who follow you on social media wenza imali if you reach a certain amount. I mean some of the big earners in the world kuma social media uthola abantu umuntu ahola u14 million US dollars just by posting izinto that people love and so on. But it's about diversifying your income so that enye igigi mayingezi uyazi kukhona something else ezoba busy ngayo. Mhlambe let's make it easy ngoba masikhuluma ngabo US abantu ekhaya bazothi hayi phela kusemzansi la asikhulume mhlambe uyapheka mawungapheki mhlambe uyenza ama events or mhlambe uyenza inwele but kumele uyenze izinto ezihlukene ukuthi income ize from all directions.
Gerald, he's speaking of diversifying. Of course, there's plenty of more money to be made in this gig economy, but obviously there are pitfalls. What are some of the pitfalls? What are some of the pros?
Look, I think you're glamorizing something that is not always glamorous. It's nice that you use your cutaways of singers and actors and people who are in the limelight. The gig economy is really just the contract economy. And a lot of people are in the gig economy because they can't get a job. South Africa unemployment is above 27.9%. Some people are there not by choice. You know, they are doing hair every day because there's no job out there. So what we need to realize is that there are two sides of this particular coin. The first side is that this economy is a formal economy which has been structured in such a way that all the financial service providers provide for people who are employed.
Yes.
But that assumes full employment. The moment you get unemployment increasing, you now have a number of people who are growing, who are unserviced by traditional financial solutions. And this is the so-called gig economy. And that's where the problem arises, in that the first thing they ask you when you want a house is a pay slip. How do I do a pay slip when I pay myself? Okay? How do I pay, how do I do my taxes if I work for myself? And that's where the pitfalls are. First pitfall you want to hear about is paperwork. Okay. If you're someone who is earning your own living, your paperwork needs to be on point. So it means that your receipts need to be kept. All your expenses need to be kept in order. Because at the end of the year, you do your tax returns, and SARS don't want to hear stories. They want to see how much you spent to keep yourself as a business expense. So you can deduct all those things. The petrol you use driving to the gig, you can deduct it. It's work. It's a work expense, but it means that those people who are self-employed and people who are in this gig economy need to be trained and need to have that financial education to realize that the documentation and the paperwork is what will get you by. Because even for you to approach a bank, they are going to ask for statements and paperwork. So first pitfall for most people in the gig economy is that they don't have their documentation in order. They don't even get, when they get the gig, it's over the phone. How much? 10,000. Okay, no, I'm doing it tomorrow. No receipt, no nothing.
I guess you're right there. Yabona, the issue of training is vital because most of these freelancers, they make money within 3 months, money that they would have made over 12 months. So it's very, very important that they undertake training. But we'll leave it there for now. So are you self-employed or relying on gigs which come and go? How do you survive during the dry season when the gigs are hard to come by? Do share your experiences with us on 0117146918 or 0117146919. You can also send us an SMS or leave a comment on Facebook. Kwanyalo ke asasithatha likhefu siyabuya khona nyalo. Sanabukela ke bekunene Yilungelo Lakho. Kuthiwa ke sisu sibekelwa ngaphandle. As a consumer who depends on gigs for your next paycheck, how do you plan for those dry spells? Do share your experiences with us on 0117146918 or 0117146919. You can also send us an SMS or leave a comment on our Facebook page. We're still in conversation with our three experts on financial planning with regards to the gig economy or the freelance economy. So, gentlemen, before we enter that ad break, we're just discussing about how some of the freelancers make money, which a regular employee on a 12-month period, they would make within a 3-month period. But the issue is there is no financial planning. How do we navigate around it? Singayisolva kanjani izaba linje?
Ndicinga uba ibalulekile kakhulu indaba ye-financial planning. Kokuqala kumele ke sinikeze abantu information. Information ininzi kakhulu. Njengoba sisitsho ukuthi in 3 months uthola imali ye-12 months. Xa uyithola le mali ye-3 months ininzi, ufuna ukwenza ntoni ngayo? I-plans zakho sithini? Ufuna indlu, ufuna uinvesta, ukhulume ngendaba yo-diversify ukuthi ungafaki wonke amaqanda wakho in one basket. Because mayisiwa le basket wonke lamaqanda ayophuka. So diversify kwi-investments and also to save as well, you see. So if mhlambi ufuna uthenga indlu ne, ufuna uyithenga cash, you get this money depending ukuthi ininzi kangakanani. If iyonela indlu ongathi ungayithenga, ungathenga indlu same time. Because siyakwazi thina i-bank sithi siku-pre-approve, siku-pre-qualify ukuthi ungaqualify for indlu yamalini. Ukhuluma ngendaba ye-payslip. Maungena payslip self-employed, kuba ne-financial statements. Even if i-bank account yakho ngasinika statement for 3 months, siyakhona ubona ukuthi okay 3 months kungena le mali, 2 months akungena into, phinde kungena imali after 4 months, kungena imali after 6 months. It doesn't matter, but siyabona ukuthi on average nansi imali engena. U-average mhlawumbe 500,000, imali eninzi, average $1 million. Njengoba sithi ukuthi bathola imali eninzi labantu laba. Serious money. So bangakhona ubhaya ithenga indlu cash. It's possible. Bangakhona uthenga imoto cash by own. If mhlawumbe ufuna indlu let's say 5 million and mhlawumbe le mali efika 5 million, angasave yabona over a period of time. Athenge le ndlu cash. Or afake deposit enkulu yabona and then a service as a thola imali, you understand? So even if awukho employed ne, awuna pay slip, ungakhona usebenzisa financial statement ukhuluma ngendaba ye management accountant you don't have to get umuntu expensive or expect even umuntu owenza administration accounting admin work just putting these things together and remember we need to create employment kumele sivula amathuba emisebenzi so mawuthola abantu even if ngaba si junior clerks yabona bakwazi udibanisa ama receipts benze nje at least logbook for wena bakubhatalele ihotel lapho lala khona bagcine I statement yabona I receipt bangazenza lezi zinto it's not complicated accounting esikhuluma ngayo
are they not prejudiced though ima freelancers in terms of getting financial products like bank loan or home loan or a car loan because interest obviously is much higher ngoba phela bona by high risk are they not prejudiced
no abakho prejudice yakhumbula mangaba uzafaka I deposit enkulu so already le ndaba ye interest uyadilishana nayo because uzawuthenga cash or if awuthenga cash ufaka I deposit I half yendlu it's a lot of money so uzakwazi ukuthi based on I deposit oyifakile enkulu I rate yakho ayitholayo ibe favorable because of the deposit you understand because remember manje usinikeza imali manje not in future like umuntu employed umuntu employed akayithola imali yakhe manje uthola salary end of the month you understand anga retrench all these things so when usinikeza imali upfront we get the money now so we can give you rate a favorable based on the money usinikeza yona yabona so kubalekile ukuthi mabathole information abantu yabona bakhona ukuthi baplane kakuhle ba advise ininzi information eninzi kakhulu pa sometimes uthola ukuthi abantu abayazi information ukuthi ikhona mabakhulume nathi sizi financial institutions ibanks bakhulume zonke institutions sibacebise yabona akucharge for that uchaza ukuthi imeko yami nje ndingenza njani ngifuna uthenga indlu ngifuna uthenga imoto ngifuna uqala ibusiness iSMME mele singayilibali small micro medium enterprises because njengoba umsebenzi ungekho kumele sibakhuthaza abantu ukuthi bangelanela mentality ukuthi kumele ngiqualify then ngiqeshwe ngangumqeshi naye avula ama opportunities and I program as government isikhona ezininzi apho kusetshenziswa khona imali ukuthi start up capital and ba create employment as well you understand even those people aba junior who are not expensive management accountant you can employ them you create employment you understand so
you speak mostly of those who are earning a lot of money glamour freelancers but then there's different levels of freelancers khona labo labangayitholi nale mali at all khona labayithola kancane but then I'm actually glad that he touches on SMEs because khona vele labahola kancane and I feel ukuthi they don't have access to these financial products
yes
no that's true I think into eqala ke lana kusho ukuthi mawazi ukuthi uyasebenza kumele uregister icompany ma uregister le company then wena uyasicasha kuleyo company mase usicashile kuleyo company icompany njengowena uyi CEO uzikhokhela isalary njenge CEO ukuthi no per month if you know that you've made more money but you don't say ngizoyisebenzisa yonke icompany imele ikhokhele maybe on a monthly basis you know ukuthi how much are you earning per month ungathi ngoba mhlawumbe kungena imali eningi then nawo uzoyithatha yonke mara ube ne decision then kulula ukuthi uzenzele i payslip ngoba icompany yenza kanjani into esibili kumele ube ne emergency fund emergency fund izosebenza ukuthi le uyayazi imali oyibeke eceleni ukuthi unezinye idingo nje ezivela la uzokhona ukuthi uyivale lapha and then mafike that's why bathi cash is king mawuphethe imali uyakhona ukunegotiate price iproblem is that abantu bethu abakhona ukunegotiate mawuphethe icash you negotiate ukuthi no ngoba when uthengisa lento le ngeprice ethize ngoba mina ngiphethe cash ngifuna on a lesser amount you have the power but if you don't know ukuthi une power yokunegotiate uzogcina ukhokhe imali eningi you know so those are things that are important but also speak to a financial advisor khuluma ne financial advisor ukhona ukuplan izinto ngoba enye into mele uyibheke ke kuleyo business yakho is that how much risk is there and then more importantly keeping good records.
All right, Gerald, I'll let you get your thoughts after the break, but for now we'll take a short break. And are you perhaps self-employed, and how long do you have to wait for your next job? Now, how do you survive in the meantime? We'd like to hear from you and about your experiences. Welcome back, everybody. 011-714-6918 or 011-714-6919. These are participation lines. Sikhona ke na ku Facebook kanti futhi ungasithumela futhi ne-SMS. Namhla ke bekunene sikhuluma ngebathengi labatisebentako freelancers. You can call into our studio lines on your screens right now to be part of this conversation. Now, Gerald, we were discussing about some of the pitfalls and some of the pros and some of the cons, and we also talked about the various levels of freelancers. But then having access to financial products can be quite a daunting task for some of these freelancers, especially those who earn very, very little. How do they, how are they protected from some of these prejudices?
Well, look, I think if you're somebody who's self-employed, you definitely need to have a financial plan or financial advisor, because you cannot be self-employed and not have an expert to help you make these big money decisions. As you are saying, there's already a challenge if you are working to understand the financial solutions around. If you're someone who's employing yourself, you definitely need an expert opinion to help you in those decisions which you make. So you need to have that financial planner or financial advisor who is also connected to accountants and legal experts, etc. Because often what happens with this so-called gig economy, a problem starts from the day you sign your contract, because you never read the contract or understood its contents in terms of what they are offering you. Even for those who are big and they are famous and they get a big advance, they don't understand what an advance is. It's really an amount of money they give you based on potential future earnings, which you're supposed to make. If you don't make those earnings, the advance is clawed back. And suddenly you become destitute. Suddenly you had bought a house with a deposit, but you can't keep up the payments, etc. And all this can be avoided by going and seeking the right advice to say, look, you're an up-and-coming artist. Buy 10 RDPs first. Rent them out, okay? Then you buy your big house, and then you stay there. Instead of buying a huge house with a 40,000 rand mortgage, which you won't be able to keep up, he could have bought a few houses which have rental income and start off more modestly. So all this speaks to advice. Also, the other thing we need to realize is a lot of people in the gig economy are earning less than employed people. There's a lot of people in the gig economy who earn 2,000, 3,000 a month, but they are happy. It's okay, because for them, it's what they want to do. They want that freedom. So for those, again, they need to have that expert opinion, that advisor, that planner to help you. Because if you don't have the emergency fund, which John is talking about, how are you going to cope? Everyone who's in the gig economy, you need an emergency fund, because a lot of the time, if you're in the gig economy, your life is an emergency, permanent emergency. So you need to always make sure that you have those resources available. Another big point about people in this so-called gig economy is that they need to walk away and not look at social media. They need to remember that I am not you. So everyone's personal economy, even the four gentlemen here, we are different. We don't know what happened or who had breakfast or who didn't. So we can't just look at each other and say, hey, he's got a nice suit, so the cheese.
He looks like he had a big breakfast himself.
And I'm like, I didn't have breakfast with that. So it's important that we realize that everyone who is in this gig economy, you need to focus, especially now that we're having this program, because it's December. A lot of the artists, this is their busy period. They are being booked. They need to be wise in terms of how they spend their money. Instead of spending 400, 500 rand popping a bottle, spend 400, 500 rand getting good advice, taking you into 2020, where you can now know that you've got that tax-free savings account, that you've got your emergency fund going on the go. You've spoken to your bank and you're talking about getting a home. Those are serious discussions. I think a lot of the time, you know, the responsibilities, we also like to blame the institution. The responsibility is also on the individual.
I like the use of your term that you use, that, you know, freelancers are in a permanent emergency because they're always on their toes. And I guess the basis of the gig economy is the contracts or unscrupulous contracts, because Njengoba usho ukuthi they're in a permanent, you know, emergency. They find themselves vulnerable to these contracts. I mean, how can they cushion themselves against such vulnerabilities? Because they are forced to sign those contracts because they need the gigs.
Advice. Simply good advice. Get good, sound advice. Because you can say that a lot of them are suffering, but if you look at non-previously disadvantaged groups or other types of gig economies, they are fine. They are cooper. Tina, we want to buy big cars, big house, start big problem. So you have big emergency. If you buy small house, small car, small emergency, small problem, you need to start thinking like that. And that's how we need to start realizing that also that gig economy, your popularity is not forever. They will like you for 5 years. In 6 years, no one knows you. So you need to realize that you need to work hard now. And it applies equally to the soccer players because they're also in the same gig economy where you've got a 3-4 year contract. Yes, you're earning 300,000 a month, but it's only for 5 years. And it's over. No one wants to know you after that. So you need to have a plan. Do you have a business which you are building on the side? Do you have passive income, which is money you don't need to do anything, which comes in? And all this information can only come through some sort of financial education or financial planning. And as John and other gentlemen alluded to, FNB, Old Mutual, all that stuff is there for free. But if you don't knock on the door and look on it and ask for the information, you can pop bottles, but we'll be reading about you in the Sunday Sun. 5 years.
John, do you want to respond to that?
No, when we talk about the gig economy, we need to understand that there's no one size fits all. Abantu abalingani. You know, not even our fingers are not equal, whether we like it or not. So I think it's important that we sit back in the lifestyle. Gig economy, what kind of lifestyle do you lead? Do you live a life of investment or do you live a life of consumption? Are you a people pleaser or all the time? So those lifestyle choices, I like what he said about your choices in terms of do you go for big or do you go for small? Sometimes if you go for broke, you will end up being broken yourself. So it's very important with now ube modest your lifestyle yakho nezinto ozisebenzisa imali for you.
True. Hayi kumbukela sesithathe ke lelinye likhefu siyabuya khona nyalo. Costing is a very important aspect of the gig economy. If you sell yourself short when signing that contract, you might bear the brunt for a very long time. There are also the tax implications that come into play. Do thorough research before you sign that contract or you send out that quote. Let's take our first caller. Sina Thabiso ulapha ke Free State. Sakumole hleleni sawubona.
Hello, kunjani?
Siyaphila kunjani baba?
Sibile baba. Ngithi mina ngiyasebenza ngihlala la eFree State.
Okay.
Yes, but I don't have a registered company. I still want to register my company, so I'm doing the renovations. Ngisebenza ngamandla mina.
Okay, so you don't have a registered company, uthola nje ama-piece jobs?
Yeah, ngithola nje ama-piece job because abantu mabachaza kakhulu abafuni ukuthi bachaze kakhulu, bafuna ukuthi bachaze lesinyana wabona.
Okay.
Yeah, mina ngikude ngolomsebenzi wokurenovate amani izindlu kahle kahle.
Yeah. Okay. In terms of financial products, uyakhona ukuthola i-loan nangabe ufuna personal loan yokubisela abantwana esikolweni noma ke i-home loan noma ke i-car loan?
Ngizithole izinto because kusase difficult ukuthi ngizithole lezi zinto.
Okay.
Yes. But I want to grow up, but I can't grow up because my friends they don't be stable.
All right, Thabiso siyabonga kakhulu ukusishayela. Intetho ke titakusekela kulelo hlangothi. John, do you want to respond to that?
Yeah, I understand where is he coming from because sometimes mawenza uthola lama piece job, uthola ukuthi mawenza piece job, uthola mhlambe 1,000 rand and then from there the next 1,000 rand mhlambe izofika after 3 months. You know, it might not make sense for ukuthi avule business because uyabonga ukuthi just if leyo mali yokuvula business it's a problem. So hele nto besisho ukuthi kumele diversify. For example, mawenza ama renovations, ufunde esinye skill, for example ukuthi mangizo renovate phakathi, can I learn mhlambe i-plumbing? Can I learn mhlambe i-carpentry or something else so that at least I'm not only relying on so skill enginaso so kwenza kwama renovations because yabana lama services aya complementana. So once imali iqala kugcwala ke then you can start looking ukuthi register company, but mawusaqala sometimes you have to allow yourself ukuthi ukhule to a point where it makes sense to build business and then uzikhokhela salary.
And I guess that's where the both of you come into these conversations because the financial institutions don't offer that kind of advice. All they do is fundekela nje ngema loan looking at the amount of money that we can make.
Abalekile ukuthi umuntu ahambe ngepace yakhe yabona. akunanto wrong ukuthi xa usaqala uhlale ekhaya ndifuna kule ndawo bekhuluma ngayo ukuthi sikhuluma ngabantu abathola imali ezinkulu abama 30,000 abathola ama 10,000 ama 15,000 it's a lot of money because 10,000 i-30% ye 10,000 i-3,000 ungakhona uthenga indlu where you pay i-3,000 kunezindlu ze-RDP yabona ekuqalwe ngazo and then abantu bazi-extendile ezinye zi-improviwe zikwi-market manje ziyathengiswa so ungaqala uhlala ekhaya ungazibeki under pressure hlala ekhaya usebenze uhlala ekhaya usaqala kancane uyaseva yabona ama-accounts webank sine-account ekuthiwa easy account where you pay 495 a month i-savings account akuna nothing else 495 uqala lapha easy account uqala manje ufaka laba 1,000 you're eating from hand to mouth uhlala ekhaya awurenti yabona ungasebenza i-public transport usaqala mosangithi you are building up and slowly uyakhula kancane ungazibeki under pressure hamba ngepace yakho ungafuna uzilinganisa nomunye umuntu osele ephaya angithi uhamba ijourney yakho le ndaba beyikhuluma ukuthi don't live for abantu please abantu yenza lento comfortable wena it doesn't matter ukuthi bathina abantu when uyayazi ukuthi une plan olandelayo and then you work on it sustainably yabona and then mawusuka kule account encane ye 495 ungakhula ku account ye gold ubhatala 100 rand a month at least yabona ama fees kanjalo uyazibuild a profile yakho you understand mali kune track record because le mali uyifaka ebankini so even if indaba yama statements sicela ama statements were 3 years so le ndaba ukuthi kungena 2 months manje 3 months akunanto kungene over 3 years at least uzokhona ubona imali ezingenayo noba zincane at least ukhona ukuthi okay average usebenza lapha you understand yeah
Now Gerald, just reading into Tabiso's comment from the Free State there, how do you plan for a long time if you don't have any guarantee that you're going to get jobs?
Look, I think there's a lot of free information which is also available. So as much as I was critical before of the financial institutions, they help a lot of small businesses. With most of the major banks, you can register a company and open a company account with the bank. And to register a company, it doesn't cost more than 300 rand. So it's not like a lot of money. I know people will tell you pay 2,000 to register a company. No, if you go through your bank, it's 300 rand, name search, company registered, plus the bank will do your SARS registration for you. They'll do your UIF registration for you, all from from one branch. So those are some of the things we need to know about, that, you know, you don't always need to pay a lot of money to get some of these things done. The information is also there. Most of the banks also have, you know, business workshops where they try and empower small business people. I think the most important thing is if you're self-employed, see yourself as a business. See yourself as a business, which means that every day you can't wake up and not do anything. A business cannot sleep. Business is always working. So every day, give yourself a plan, give yourself activities. What am I going to do today? As we were saying before, diversify, teach yourself a new skill, find a way of getting around. It's more common going forward that people will be self-employed than employed Mzansi. In fact, even the people who are employed, if you look at the old Mutual Savings and Investment Monitor, they've all got side gigs. They've all got second jobs because they're supplementing their main income. So already it's quite clear that the future is there, that most people will have to find a way to make things work for themselves. So for the gentleman,
But then in terms of planning and saving, how do I do that? Not knowing where the next job will come from.
Free financial education courses, start there. John Manyike is on the money. He's got a financial program. You go mahala, you sit, they'll even give you food sometimes, or lunch, you know, and they teach you about the big five, and they teach you about basic financial management. You need to start by accepting that money is a tool, and if you're not trained on how to use that tool, you will fail. And just like if you don't know how to use a hammer, you're going to chop off your hand.
Of course. Let's take a Facebook messages now that have been coming through. Madara says, working part-time as an artist is a very most beautiful thing, but the downside of it is that you cannot budget with this gig money. By the time it gets into your hands, already you have got plans. I love the idea that we need to be educated regarding this issue. Tanduluntu says, I love this, always watching my show, always. Sonabile says, sadly, it's when celebrities live an extreme luxurious life while getting those many gigs, but end up buried with donations from the poorest people. Yeah, this is the harsh reality that we are faced as South Africans.
Masithethe practical ngezinto siyazenza izinto. Sine bank account ekuthiwa yi-FNB Bank Zero. You pay no fees. It's for abantu abaqala business.
Okay.
Awubhatali nix, no fees at all.
Okay.
Ungasebenzisa ifone, at least abantu abaninzi banayo ifone. siyakunikeza ne-data e-free ukona ufona uthini yaqonda. Bank Zero lo njengo-October into entsha. Apha kwi-township eSoweto sine-incubator programs for free. Train abantu i-budgeting uyenza njani, i-business plan yenziwa njani, financial planning. Kunento ekuthiwa ifundaba program. Free on the phone as well. So sinikeza information free. Where you're sitting at home on your phone, you can access it for free. Zikhona lezi zinto. Uyathembisa abantu abase-Eastern Cape siyayenza la incubation program. E-KZN siyenza, apha eGauteng siyayenza, Soweto, Thembisa, zonke ezindawo. Sithetha ngento ezikhoyo ezenziwa ngoku as we speak. For abantu abaqalayo. Ubhenge for free, ungabhatali fees, but you must use your phone. You can open the account with a self, asifuni paperwork, because singakhona ucheck ukuthi uyaphila through i-Home Affairs. Sine-link through i-ID yakho sibone ukuthi uya-exista. Yes, yeah. So sinento ezinjengezo esizenzayo ngoku. Zinto ezikhoyo ezi sithetha ngazo. We're not talking a theory. Yeah.
Okay, John.
Yeah. For abantu abaphansi mfowethu ku-camera ukuthi sicabange ngani. Sikhona lezi zinto pha as we speak now.
Yazi izulu sithi umntana ongakhali uzofela embelekweni. Angazi ukuthi ikhona i-direct translation ukuthi a child who doesn't cry dies at the back. But that's the pure direct translation. But what's important is that you must ask. Or ngizwe usho majoza athi you must ask. So you must ask now ukuthi you know ufuna ukufunda because he who feels it knows it.
All right. Nyaloke bekunene ke sesithatha likhefu lethu lekugcina. Please don't go away as yet. We'll be right back after this break. Asikucumbele ke indzaba yethu namhla. If you just joined us, we're talking about the gig economy. Sikhuluma ke ngama-freelancers nalabo ke labasebenta nakulethiwa ke ngema-piece jobs netinkinga ke lebahlangana nato on a daily basis. It's quite interesting that during that ad break we're having a conversation about some of the people that as the F&B you have helped, like the lower income earners, like the security guards and gardeners. You also mentioned ukuthi ukhona lomnye gardener bekabamba ma-piece job lapha nalapha ke nase niyamzama kumsita ke through Flip program, home loan. Just how easy is it?
Yeah. No, it is very easy. If Flip ikhona manje, wonke umuntu uyaqualify for yona. If you earn an income and get it from 0 to 3,500 income per month, you get the RTP house from government, right? And then from 3,501 all the way up to 22,000 income per month. It's on a sliding scale. You get a subsidy. It's free money, but you must get the approval from a bank, right? We approve you. And then we take into account the fleece must assess ukuthi makule income bracket 3.501 to 22,000 ungaqualify for the fleece. There's a nice table for it on a sliding scale. The lower you earn, the more subsidy you can get. You can get up to 126,000 free money, one person, and with a low income. As your income is increasing, then that money reduces. It's pro-poor. It's meant for the poor people. You don't pay it back. You must be a South African citizen. Mele ubeka nje uyathenga indlu for the first time. Right, first time buyer. If you so to RTP from government, you can't qualify, you can't double dip because it's a subsidy from government. You benefit once.
Nangabe ukuthi kulula ke kuyangani lokuthi ke namhla bomeselane labakhathi indlu ma-gardeners, ma-petrol attendants, they find it very difficult ukuthola ama-loans.
Yeah, it's because information abantu abanayo eyakule point esikhuluma ngayo ukuthi abantu mabangoyiki bangasabi uthola information. Mabaye kwi-department of human settlements kwi-province akuyo umuntu ayena kwi-office kamasipala la akhoyo indawo ye-government abuze ngale FLISP ikhona imali available iprogram iyarana ayiqale manje iqale 2005 i-ownwa i-government. It's not for any of the banks. All the banks participate. Not only FNB, all banks, they use this thing because it belongs to government. Marisa Sebensana, the NHFC, National Housing Finance Corporation, barana the program on behalf of government, all the 9 provinces. So abantu mabafuna information, councillors, kumasipala, department, office of fuchane government, babuze nge-FLISP, Finance Linked Individual Subsidy Program. That's what FLISP stands for. So it can help them to qualify, to improve affordability. And ama banks must assess applications, bon income. We can take into account uzothola 100,000 from FLISP so that to qualify. You see. So we have assisted people. Some are doing garden services, some are doing cleaning, petrol attendants. The information is out there. Abantu mabangesabe bangoyika ukuthola information. Yeyabo. Silapha for ukubaserve abantu.
Yeah, Gerald.
What we also need to realize is we need to have discipline So the reason why there's financial education programs is to try and teach people to start having the discipline to budget even with little. Because the problem, number one problem when you're doing financial education is someone who earns less says, I earn too little, so why should I budget? Why should I do the right things? So if you don't do the right things, don't expect good things. Start doing the right things with less. If FLISP is there because it is available. So it's about saying, educate, empower yourself. We want easy come, easy go. Problem with low income earners is also because we have the mentality that I earn little, we've got avomashonisa. Wow, we're about to go into Christmas season, collecting your money, you know, and giving you money which January they want back. So we need to realize that when it comes to any financial decision, any financial planning decision, you need sacrifice, commitment, and discipline. Sacrifice being the time you might have to do filling in forms, going around learning. That's sacrifice. You need commitment to say, I want this thing. I want to own a house. I don't care if I'm a field attendant. I'm going to get a house. And you need discipline. And the discipline is about saying, now that you've done this, got this home, you will pay it every month. The number one reason most South Africans cannot get credit is because of a bounced debit order. Most people, you go through your entire year, you'll find things which happened, and a bounced debit order is seen in a bad light. You know? So once you bounce a debit order, it means that you have to wait a year before you can apply for anything because they're going to see that thing. So if you have your bank account, maintain it well. Rather, don't go into debit orders you know you might not be able to pay every month. Because a bounced debit order is the reason most people won't get finance, even if they've got the money. But because you missed that payment, you're 52 Rand. They don't take you seriously.
Now, John, am I correct to say, the low-income earners, you know, have a higher susceptibility of finding themselves in debt compared to the high-income earners?
No, kakhulu. I think futhi nalento ayishoyo ukuthi ama-debit order ayenza ivosho kuma-bank account bouncer and so on. So, but I think kakhulu yilento si-stressayo financial education. But I'm also realizing that as much as we are saying abantu ukuthi they must seek wisdom, they must seek advice from experts. But I think there's a really a need, Lana, ukuthi even government and financial sector need to actually collaborate so that we aggressively create the awareness about lezi into lezi. Because if you are hearing about FLISP today, it simply means it's a well-kept secret. It's a good thing, but I mean, what use is a light if it is sitting under a table? We need to take these things, this big taflen, wonke umuntu azibone, and apply and so on. I think there is a gap there.
Okay. Mr. Madikizela, so in closing, as we wrap up the show, umntwana lo uceda kufunda esikolweni noma ke university who's about to get into the world of work, would you advise that person ukuthi abe a freelancer or abe permanently employed?
You see, for me, kubalulekile ukuthi abantu sibafundise ukuthi babe ze-employers, ba-create jobs. So mangaba umuntu enayo i-interest, enayo i-passion yokuba abe i-business person, by all means we encourage them ukuthi baqale companies and employ people and create jobs. But that is if umuntu ufuna ukwenza lonto, right? And bakhona abantu bawired ukuthi I rather mna ngibe employed. Nothing wrong with that. I need certainty, I need a guaranteed income and all these things. I need a structured life. It's about ukuthi umuntu wired kangakanani na. Bakhona abantu who are bored, who feel limited if they're employed. They feel they're put in a box. They can do so much. So there is opportunities, there is scope for such people who want to be entrepreneurs. And by all means, mele siba encourage you to do that. But if you're not falling in that category, akunanto wrong ngawe, you can get umsebenzi. And go right as well, mhlawumbe uqala usebenze for a few years, you just learn the market, the systems, ukuthi isebenza njani. Maybe later on, then you branch out, you start your own thing. Nothing wrong with that. For me, there's opportunity and there's scope for all kinds of people. That would be my advice. But let's get information. Let's empower ourselves. Information is out there. Let's reach out. Let's not hold back. Banking institutions mazingesatywa kunabantu abafana nathi abaphaya bazokhuluma nawe understand imeko yakho sikucebise kahle. So people must go out, right? Empower themselves and then battle information right so that you don't make mistakes. But start small and build up. Ube faithful into ezincane. And you grow, you learn, you become medium and then become bigger. Isa says, ayenzeki overnight. You process.
Now, Gerald, he speaks of empowering yourself and getting more information in terms of knowing what to do with your life. I mean, would you advise a person to be a freelancer or a permanently employed person a freelance, because some of the freelancers, they get money on a regular basis. Maybe those who are working for a big organization like the SABC.
Okay, now look, the millennials want to do freelance work. Millennials, this new generation, they don't like to sit behind a desk 9 to 5. So you're tending to find that with the millennials, they want to have multiple opportunities at the same time. So one day they want to sing, the next day they want to do another degree in psychology, and it's the same person. 2 years, what changed? You don't understand. So that's how the millennials work, and that's how they're wired. For us traditionalists, we want the consistency. We want to have salary. You know, even the women of our generation, they know money must come every month. Ama millennials, they'll eat cornflakes together and they'll be happy. Me, if I bring my wife and say, tonight we're eating cornflakes, things will change in my house. So there's no right or wrong choice. It's about choose the lane which best suits you and your abilities.
And getting more information, of course. John?
Lo mbuzo ufana nokuthi ubuze ukuthi how long is a piece of string. It all depends on a person, because we've got different skills and strengths and so on. So, but I think it's really important that you look at what works for you. But I want to conclude in saying that I think this thing is also structural. We need to look at holistically the education system. Are we preparing people for the gig economy, especially Maskulmange fourth industrial revolution? We need to educate the young people about opportunities that are there, what is the development, so that Wonkumuntu should not be looking for a job, but they should be looking to be creating jobs.
Yes. Gentlemen, thank you so much for your time. Much appreciated. Hayi ke bekunene sifika kanjalo ke maphethelweni esihlelo lethu. Asasithembe ukuthi kunenge lokufunzile namhla about surviving the harsh gig economy. Let me thank my studio guests for their valuable insights. Ngibonge nani ke babukeli ngekuhlala nathi kude benginyalo. From me Simphiwe Ngwane and the rest of the team, have a blessed week. Cheers.